This was a mistake, and I must take all actions to avoid such a thing in the future.
What kind of princess turns down a £2 million diamond necklace and walks away more respected than ever? In the world of royalty, every gesture becomes a headline. And this moment, Catherine, Princess of Wales, confronted with a jewel that could outshine a crown, left the globe stunned. At a glittering diplomatic reception, a Saudi prince offered Catherine the Rose of Jeddah. Not just any necklace, a flawless pink diamond, 20 carats of rare perfection, suspended on a web of white gold filigree, surrounded by dozens of smaller stones. Its value? Over £2 million. Its symbolism? Priceless. The velvet box opened. Gasps filled the hall. Crystal chandeliers flickered against the stone. Every pair of eyes turned to Catherine. Would she accept? Would she refuse? Or would she rewrite the rules in real time? Because this wasn't just a necklace. This was a test, and Catherine's answer would echo far beyond the palace walls. The Rose of Jeddah wasn't designed to be subtle. It was a statement. Pink diamonds are among the rarest on Earth, their blush hue found in only a handful of mines. This one, insiders say, came from Australia's Argyle mine, a stone that catches light like a desert sunset. Mounted by a Parisian jeweler, its setting mirrored Saudi architecture. Arches, stars, motifs of luxury woven into every corner. It was magnificent. But magnificence can be dangerous. Lavish gifts have a history. For centuries, Saudi royals have marked diplomacy with jewelry of staggering value. Elizabeth II received diamond necklaces. Diana was presented with sapphire suites. Even minor royals have been offered treasures designed to impress and bind. Because in Saudi tradition, generosity is a language. To outsiders, it looks like hospitality. To insiders, it carries weight. A diamond can signal respect, but also obligation, a silent expectation. And when the giver is a prince, obligation can be as heavy as the gem itself. So imagine Catherine's dilemma. Future queen, global icon, a woman whose every move is dissected by tabloids, critics, and social media alike. One wrong step could turn admiration into outrage. Accepting such a gift could imply influence. Refusing outright could be seen as an insult. And hovering in the background was Saudi Arabia's controversial human rights record. The world was watching. And Catherine knew it. The moment the velvet box opened, time seemed to freeze. Dignitaries stopped whispering. Crystal chandeliers cast their glow across the diamond's pink core. It sparkled. Wealth, power, prestige compressed into one blinding gem. Catherine stood poised in a tailored emerald gown. No stumble, no hesitation. But inside, she was walking a diplomatic tightrope. She leaned closer. Her voice warm, steady, almost reverent. "This is truly exquisite," she said. "The craftsmanship is remarkable. But what touches me most is the spirit of your country's traditions. I'd be honored to accept a gift that reflects that heritage." Her words were deliberate, carefully chosen. She praised without committing. She honored the gesture while gently steering the exchange away from obligation. The room exhaled. The prince, a seasoned diplomat himself, caught her intent. With a nod, he gestured. And suddenly, another gift appeared. A hand-woven silk shawl, dyed deep indigo, embroidered with palm fronds and desert roses. Crafted not in Paris, but in Al-Assa by Saudi artisans whose work carries the soul of the land. Catherine's face lit up. She touched the fabric, tracing its threads. "This is beautiful," she said softly. "And it means so much to carry a piece of your heritage." In that instant, the diamond necklace faded into the background. The shawl, humble, authentic, meaningful, became the centerpiece of the night. What Catherine did next transformed the moment entirely. She didn't just sidestep a gift. She embraced the culture behind it. She pivoted a potential scandal into an act of connection. Later, at a private palace event, she wore the shawl. A quiet nod to the prince's generosity, a signal that said, "I value what matters most." And yet, she wasn't finished. Weeks later, Catherine sent her own gift to the prince. Not diamonds, not gold, but sterling silver cufflinks. Handcrafted in London's Hatton Garden, engraved with Celtic knots. Simple, understated, profound. The design symbolized eternity, unity, bonds that cannot be broken. It mirrored the shawl's cultural meaning while staying true to British craftsmanship. It was reciprocity, balance, diplomacy disguised as jewelry. Insiders claim the prince was touched. He even wore the cufflinks at a later event, a subtle nod to the bond forged that evening. This wasn't just gifting. This was chess. Every move deliberate, every piece symbolic. And Catherine? She played it flawlessly. The story didn't stay in that hall. It erupted. British tabloids plastered headlines, Catherine's classy snub, and a masterclass in royal grace. Saudi papers praised her respect for tradition. On social media, hashtags trended for days. Chakra shawl over diamonds, Catherine class, royal diplomacy. One viral post captured the mood. She didn't just say no to a diamond. She built a bridge between nations. Another, from a Saudi fashion blogger, analyzed the shawl's craftsmanship, calling it a symbol of artisans' legacy. Academics weighed in. Diplomacy scholars called Catherine's choice a case study in cultural nuance. Royal historians compared her to Queen Victoria's careful gift exchanges. But most agreed, Catherine's move was uniquely modern, shaped by the unforgiving glare of social media. Because unlike Diana in the 1980s, Catherine lives in a digital age where every gesture is screenshotted, memed, dissected. One wrong move becomes a firestorm. One right move becomes a legacy. And Catherine's? It was the latter. Why did this matter so much? Because accepting the Rose of Jeddah could have carried political baggage. Saudi Arabia's ties to the UK span oil, defense, trade. A jewel of that value could look like influence. It could blur the monarchy's neutrality. And in an era of economic hardship in Britain, imagine the optics. A princess draped in a diamond worth more than most homes? It could shatter her carefully built image of relatability. Zara dresses, school runs, charity speeches. That's the Catherine the public loves. The one who feels approachable, human, and she knew it. She knew the risks. She knew the power of perception, so she chose differently. She chose humility over extravagance, symbolism over scandal. And in doing so, she didn't just preserve her reputation, she elevated it. But here's the twist most missed. Her gesture didn't just stop at the prince. It sparked echoes around the world. Teachers in London exchanged cultural gifts with classrooms in Riyadh. Students swapped bookmarks, handmade cards, woven trinkets, inspired by Catherine's example. On X, fan art spread of the shawl's intricate patterns. Sketches of the cufflinks went viral, captions reading, "This is what grace looks like." Diplomats cited her move in speeches. Analysts called it soft power at its finest. Ordinary people, from Britain to Saudi Arabia, said it reminded them that diplomacy doesn't always need to be about wealth or deals. Sometimes it's about small gestures that carry immense meaning, and that's what makes this moment historic. Not just the refusal, not just the shawl, but the ripple effect, proving that even in a world of grand gestures, the smallest ones often matter most. Catherine's refusal of the Rose of Jeddah will be remembered as more than just a polite exchange. It was a milestone, a moment that redefined what it means to be royal in the modern age. She didn't choose extravagance. She chose connection. She didn't accept obligation. She offered reciprocity. In that single decision, she proved that monarchy can adapt. That royalty can stand not for grandeur, but for grace. Not for wealth, but for values. And that's why she is called the Queen of Soft Power. So here's the question that lingers. Was this Catherine's most powerful diplomatic triumph yet? Or just a glimpse of the queen she's destined to become? Drop your thoughts below. And stay tuned, because if Catherine could turn down a £2 million diamond and still emerge victorious, imagine what she'll do next. Important. This video discusses public speculation and commentary. These claims are unverified unless otherwise noted.